So with the announcement that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder is potentially up in the air, and God only knows what's going to happen with that fight, whether it's going to happen, whether it's not going to happen. We obviously got word that they're planning to get Tyson Fury out some stage in December, some stage early December, again to be confirmed. Now, I've done a video on this separately. I've done a previous video as well before that, where I went over the top 15 of WBC rankings, and I said, look, a lot of the good guys, like the really good guys, they're tied up with fights. You know, some of the fights we'd like to see, they're all kind of tied up. And at the end of it, even if they weren't tied up, guys like Usyk, guys like, you know, Usyk, Dubois, you know, Dylan White, guys like that, it's Povetkin, if they weren't tied up, and I'm using Dubois just as an analogy, we'll chuck him out of there, he's not ready for a title shot, but use them guys as analogies, and I said, look, even if they were free, with an AJ fight potentially coming up, they're not going to risk him in there against someone like that. So I was looking at kind of the midfield kind of guys, like the Oscar Riveses of the world, the Michael Hunters, the Ajay Kabayels, thinking, okay, they're not bad names, you know, they're alright, you know, they're decent enough, they're in the top 15. Well, I watched Mark, Unrivaled Boxing, I watched his video on this subject, and he mentioned the fact that Tyson Fury, allegedly, according to Lucas Browne, had contacted them as being first choice opponent. Now, I thought to myself, no, even if you didn't want to have the title on the line, you couldn't do that. Lucas Browne then, IFL TV, shows an interview, and I believe he tweeted as well, saying that, yeah, he's allegedly, now I use the word allegedly because, you know, things get chucked around in boxing all the time, but allegedly they've said he is first choice opponent. Oh, I'm going to quote Mo from The Simpsons, right? Oh, dear God, no. I mean, does anyone want to see Lucas Browne versus Tyson Fury? Does he even deserve that fight, Martin Brundle?
Well, it's a fairly short debate, Murray. End of message. 3 minutes to go.
Thanks for that, Martin. Obviously, he doesn't deserve the fight. God damn it. Please, no. Just, we don't want to see that fight. Lucas Browne is, what, 40, 41 years old? His best win was Ruslan Shigaev, which was in 2016. That was a come-from-behind victory. You know, he was losing that fight. He was down heavily. He was cutting that fight. He was getting beaten by Ruslan Shigaev. Ruslan Shigaev subsequently retired after that fight. And he was never that good to begin with. That was, what, 4 years ago? Almost 5 years ago? Just the years go by quick. He's looked crap since then. He's had, I think, issues with depression, as well as fluctuating in between weights. He was knocked out badly by Dylan White. He went in there against Dave Allen. Dave Allen, someone, I think it was Big Dan, put in my chat last night in a live stream that this is Dave Allen 8.0. So he went in there against Dave Allen's version 7.0 and got stopped. So you're losing to Dave Allen at this stage. Seriously, it's not good. And, you know, prior to that, he fought Kamil Sakolowski in Scotland. He was down in that fight. And go back and watch that fight. If you can get footage of it or anything like that, go back and watch it. Sakolowski won every round. That was just, I think, 3 or 4 weeks before Browne was set to fight Allen. And that fight had already been announced. So they were never going to give Sakolowski the decision. He won that fight. And he won it comfortably. So this is the level we're at with Lucas Browne. Essentially an area level fighter at this stage. Or English level fighter if you want to look at, like, this domestic scene. No. Even if they want, like, this is the WBC, so God only knows what might happen with some shenanigans with rankings. Seriously, people, God only knows what might happen. But no, even if they wanted to do this as a non-title fight, you couldn't do that. Seriously, come on. The Tom Schwartzes of the world are better at this stage. And this is not me being disrespectful to Lucas Browne in any way, but facts, they matter. You know, look at his last few performances, you know. It's like what I said in the live stream, you know, the eyes can tell you more than anything else. You know, if you observe something, and Lucas Browne can tell you all you want about, you know, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like this. Observe his last few performances, he looked terrible. You know, that's what I base my assumptions on. Not what someone says, oh, now I feel fine. Well, let's look at your last few performances. Look terrible, look terrible, look terrible. You know, facts matter. So, Lucas Browne versus Tyson Fury, I really, for the love of God, don't want to see that fight. You know, I really don't. I hope to God they don't make that fight, because just no. And even if it's non-title, I know some fighters have done that in the past. You know, Chavez Jr. has done it. I know Danny Garcia in more recent times has done that while he was WBC welterweight champion, took the odd non-title fight. I get that, but come on. I mean, come on. And look at the top 15. Kabayel, fine. Hunter, fine. Rivas, fine. Even if they want to wheel Ortiz out, that's fine. But no, not Lucas Browne. Please, people, no. Let me know your thoughts on this. Very, very interesting one. Please do feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. I hope this isn't true. Let me know your thoughts. Is there anyone who even wants to see that seriously? I'd be interested to know if you did. Leave it down below in the comment section as always. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button. Hashtag GMansRocks. If you haven't commented already, comment on that. King of Rip Jeans, you know. Hashtag GMansRocks. Hope you enjoyed this video, peeps. I'll talk to you. Peace. So just as we finish up, right, I want to make you all aware of our fantasy boxing league that's going on. Me, Mark Unrivaled, D Jefferson, Speaker Mind Sports, Dell, Blue Collar Sports TV, we're all part of this little group. It is a fantasy boxing predictions league. Okay, a bit like kind of how football leagues and stuff like that go. It is completely free. It is available for everyone. Alright, so I'm going to tell you the rules real quick. It's going to be at the end of pretty much most of my videos for the next week because the new season is starting this week. And basically how this runs is, it runs for 12 weeks. Fights that are happening on the weekend and even some during the week. Everyone can pick them, alright? It's completely free, by the way, so there's no charge, right? You're not charged or anything like that. You can test your skills against YouTubers. Because, you know, you're predicting fights, so are we. So you're going up against some YouTubers and some former boxers. I'll just let you know, basically, just give you a little snippet as to how it works, okay? So, you pick the winner by KO or decision, okay? So you're picking the winner. You could say, for argument's sake, you have Lomachenko winning by, you know, KO. If you just say KO, by default, they'll give you the 6th round, because you have to pick a round as well. It doesn't mean that you lose if it doesn't happen in said round. You just don't get as many points. Alright, so the scoring system is you get 5 points for selecting the winner, you get 5 points for selecting the correct method of victory, so obviously decision or KO. You get an extra 7 points if you pick the round or if you pick a majority or split decision, right? You get 25 points if the fight is a draw, and obviously if the fight for any reason has been void or pulled or cancelled, you get 10 points just as default, okay? So obviously that's how it works. At the end of every week, you know, we always have, you know, a winner every week at the end of every season. Basically, that's how it goes. You win the season. Now, the winner will receive $150 or whatever sterling you use or whatever currency you use, whether it's cash, dollars, or whatever. If you've got the most KOs, as in most KOs in specifically ground picking, if you know what I mean, or KOs, I think, as well, you get 50 quid, is vice versa for majority, split decisions, and draws. The email address, which is going to be at the bottom, we're actually going to put it up on screen there. I'm not going to say bottom. I'm just going to put it up on screen there real quick. Champs, so it's CAMPEZEE22 at yahoo.com. I'm also going to leave a link to that in the description of this video. So if you want, it's, like I said, it's free of charge. It's a good bit of fun. Me and a couple of other YouTubers are doing it. Give it a go. You can test your wits against some YouTubers. So season starts now with Lomachenko versus Teofimo, so obviously we get our picks in before then. Give the guy an email, he gets back to you fairly quick, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it. So that's all I got to say to you, people. Peace.